Are you ready for a chase? A chase through space. It's Space Chase! That's just so much fun to say. This is one of many Atari 2600 video games that includes the word space. And for good reason. Space is awesome, and it's easier to make the background black. So admire the moving background that looks like a planet in this game. Because without it, it would just be like Demon Attack or Space Invaders, with slightly different attack patterns. Space Chase is actually pretty good. I like the moving background with the canyon motif or whatever that is. Space Chase has a 1981 copyright and is from Apollo, who also made such games as Shark Attack and Space Cavern. I like their games. They have cool artwork, and they're quote-unquote inspired by other popular titles from the era like Pac-Man and Space Invaders. But Apollo games have style, and they're still completely playable and fun. Space Chase is nothing more than a glorified remake of Space Invaders, but with that moving background, it's cool. It's also quite challenging. There's a variety of different difficulty settings and level variations. Nothing too fancy, there's no invisible Space Invaders. But if you're looking for a challenge, Space Chase delivers. It's a shame this game doesn't work with the paddle controllers, though. But then you wouldn't be able to move the spaceship up and down as well as moving back and forth. That can come in handy when trying to aim your shots. During the harder difficulty settings, it's terribly difficult to stay out of the way of enemy fire. Notice that you can also shoot the alien projectiles for an additional 50 points. And protect yourself. A big thank you to our friend Daniel from Palm Coast, Florida for sending Space Chase to the show. There's always room for some Atari 2600 love on Classic Game Room. And while Space Chase does nothing groundbreaking when it comes to gameplay, it is a fun game to have in your collection. You can play 1 or 2 players, and it's got some cool spacerific artwork as well. Whenever I get blown up in Space Chase, I always feel like I just lost a game of Missile Command. Let's select another game variation and embark on a chase through space in Space Chase for Atari 2600.